I'm talking, but I'm on mute. And there we go. Everyone can hear me. Hello, 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 beautiful people of the internet and the interwebs. Welcome back to another edition of the Malele Show, brought to you by the wonderful people at Explore PROTECH. This is the show where we sit down together for a handful of minutes every week and we highlight ordinary people in their little corners of ordinary doing extraordinary things. And today is nothing different to that. As you guys know, this show is all about doing that, right? Because we know that starting something from nothing and building an empire or just even building a house requires a lot of work, a lot of effort. You got to really work on the foundations. It's really hard to start something from nothing. And on this show, we work with people, we highlight their stories, highlight their efforts, and try to give them a little bit of that, Zoom spotlight that you're seeing on me right now, but on them, so they can also shine and, do the wonderful work that they're doing. And today we've got an amazing, amazing, amazing guest. And I'm really keen to chat to this oak for a lot of different reasons. And one of which is because I've spent my day today. I don't know how you spent your day, but please let us know how you spent your day. I spent most of my day today working through numbers, doing break-even analysis, working through some financial stuff. Nestine and the rest of our CA and accountant tribe, where were you guys? And I was working through these numbers. But I'm really excited because of such a numeric heavy day that I've had. I'm really excited to talk to a creative. We've got an amazing copywriter in the house today. I'm not going to actually spoil the surprise. I'm going to introduce them. Matthew Iyola, how are you doing? I really hope I pronounced that correctly. I recall one day I've got, like one of my Nigerian friends taking us through a tour of how to pronounce his name. And we spent a whole hour on New Year's Eve. He was taking us a tour of how to pronounce his name and his surname. So I hope I got that right. But Freelance Matthew to everyone else who doesn't really know him. Freelance Matthew, how are you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hi, Mo. I'm very, very fine. Thank you very much. You actually tried. You got my name.
I did try.
Yeah, you did. You did. So most people who aren't Nigerians have difficulty pronouncing my name, as you can imagine, but you did very, very well. So I'm very, very good today. I've been working, as you can see, although I took a very, very long nap. So I woke up, I did some work, then I went back to sleep because I've had a very stressful week. It's just Thursday, but it's been very long so far. While you are sort of toiling with your numbers, I was battling with a couple of other things earlier in the week. So I had to take a long nap today, but I feel better now. Yeah, and I'm ready to get through the rest of the day and just wrap up the week.
Fantastic. I mean, guys, naps are a very important part of a healthy day and a healthy lifestyle. People always think that naps are like things like remember when we were kids and you were like in preschool or creche or kindergarten, depending on where in the world you're tuning in from, it might be called different things. But like nap time used to be a thing. And like some of the kids didn't really want to nap during nap time because they were like always turned on and whatever. I still think that as adults, we should not judge people for wanting to take a nap. I think an afternoon nap, a midday nap is still a very important part of a very productive day. So I like that you've taken an afternoon nap. I'm an advocate for that. And we'll get more into, your routine and the work that you do and so forth. But yeah, I mean, let's actually jump right into it. Tell us a bit about yourself, Matthew. I mean, I know you know me, and I know that you know you, and production knows you. But the people of the interweb are wondering, who is Freelance Matthew? So tell us a bit about yourself, the work that you do.
So hello, people of the interweb. I am Matthew, Freelance Matthew. I'm a copywriter. So if you don't know what a copywriter is, basically my job is to use words to help businesses sell their products or services or get their readers to take some kind of action. So it could be to sign up for a product, it could be to sign up for a promo, it could be to attend an event. So basically, if you're trying to get somebody to do something, you would hire a copywriter like me to write words to convince them to do that thing. So that's basically what I do. And I focus on the health and fitness niche because it's something I know quite a bit about. I studied physical therapy in the university, and health and fitness is a huge part of my life. And I'm sure Mo is probably going to get into that a little later. So yeah, that's what I focus on, even though I write copy for other businesses as well. And a little bit more about me, I enjoy spending time with people. When I first met Mo, we talked for must have been an hour. We just kept on talking about all kinds of subjects because, you know, we just enjoyed each other's company. And that's how most of my meetings are. I'm always just talking with people. And sometimes I have to set alarms just to remind myself that, okay, it's time to jump off this meeting and do something else. So I love talking with people. I love solving puzzles, and I love taking midday naps. So that's me.
You know, one of the cool things about doing things virtually is that even though you have a production team, to the people at home, is that even though you have a production team, they're not with you wherever that you are doing the show. So my production team is somewhere along the thing, right? It's somewhere in the ether. They do exist. It's not like an AI somewhere, you know, like doing ones and zeros. It's actual human beings. But what you guys don't see, the reason why I'm laughing is because they're dropping me chats asking if I can get Matthew to do push-ups at some point during the show, which I think would actually be a really cool thing. Like, it'll be a really cool thing. So Matthew, get ready. At some point, I'm going to ask you to do push-ups, maybe towards the end of the show. Matthew's actually quite fit, quite buff. You know, so I know Matthew can, if I say Matthew do push-ups, I know Matthew can handle the push-ups, so it's okay. If you can't, well, you know, ordinary people doing extraordinary things. A lot of fun on this show, by the way. But that's for later, so relax, Matthew, not yet, but you can like start preparing yourself mentally, you know, athletes do that. But you know, so when we were chatting offline, when we were like just doing our run through and like prepping for the show, like one of the things that came out from the discussions that we were having is how passionate you are about health and fitness. And obviously, like you mentioned, you have you actually have a physio background, right? Yeah. So Matthew has a physiotherapy background. He knows that, he understands the body and how muscles work and how they recover, and you know how the body works and all that stuff. But one of the things that really caught my attention is how passionate he is about you know, writing in the space and health and wellness and well-being and mental health and just holistic health and all that kind of stuff. And I obviously know why it's important, and you know why it's important. But Matthew, to the people out there, you know, who are wondering, like, why would they even be a copywriter in this kind of space? Tell them why the stuff matters, why the work that you're doing is important for the world to know.
Yeah, so it's something that is very close to my heart, and I'm going to try to keep my discussion as short as possible because I could talk on for hours. So one thing that really, really bugs me is everybody knows how important health and fitness is. And even if you're not currently taking steps to, you know, improve your health or live better, you at least know how important it is. And it just pains me when you finally decide to take that step and then you go online to look for information and you find all kinds of wrong and misleading information. And because you don't know much about the space, you don't really know what is right, what is wrong, and what is really a scam. And so people fall into all kinds of ridiculous schemes and exercises that just simply don't work. And it's very, very annoying for me because being who I am, being as passionate about it as I am, I know that physical fitness is actually pretty straightforward. It's not easy because there's a lot of determination and consistency involved, but it's very straightforward. There are simple rules that you can apply and get results. But there are people out there who are trying to complicate it and who are trying to pile on all kinds of ridiculous theories and just to get you to a place where you feel like you can't do it, and then they take your money, offering you schemes that really don't work. So basically, one thing that drives me is being able to give people the correct information and being able to show them all the things that they can do very, very easily to get the results that they're looking for.
Yeah, wow. Guys, you guys saw me snapping. So some of you might know that I'm a poet. When we're really excited and we agree with something and somebody's like dropped a mic, back when we were in poetry clubs, we snap. We don't like clap, we snap. So that's why I'm snapping, because, you know, snap, snap, snap. But that is so profound, right? And I wanted you to say it because, like, you know, in the space of health and wellness and fitness and taking care of your health, because we all know that your health is your wealth. Without your health, you can't do anything. You cannot run your business. You can't even go to work, even if you're earning a salary. You can't go to work and do your job if your health is, you know, in question, right? And so a lot of people, like, this is a space where, you know, people are actually vulnerable. People who come, like people who are in the space where they're looking for information about how to get healthier, how to lose weight, or how to, keep their weight off, or how to recover from an illness or whatever. They come into that space looking for genuine information, but they come in as vulnerable people. And you're right, it's so sad to see, you know, people who then take that vulnerability and use it against you and then sell you a whole bunch of crap. And then they make money off of you, and that stuff doesn't actually help you. It puts you in a worse off position. So ladies and gentlemen, freelance Matthew, like I'm going to say that again, freelance Matthew, he's out there giving you genuine information. And what I love about what you said, because a lot of us, still have lockdown weights or COVID weights or like COVID health issues. Some of us are still recovering from those things, people that are tuning in. But I love what you said when you said it's straightforward. There are things you can do on a day-to-day basis, do consistently, that can actually help move you forward. And that's really great. And by the way, Matthew's actually done a couple of these things. If you look him up on Facebook and on some of the channels, he actually did a whole 30-day training for a bunch of us entrepreneurs, where he just like showed us little things you can do for like 10, 15 minutes a day that can, if you do it consistently, can genuinely improve your health and your wellness and your fitness, which is why we'll be making him do some push-ups, sit-ups, press-ups, ups and downs later on. The list gets longer, production keeps ticking. But anyways, so Matthew, this amazing work that you're doing, how can we help you? How can we support you? So, the people who are listening and they want to get more information, they want to get healthy, or they want to support your cause because, like you're doing an amazing thing, spreading the right information about the right things. So if someone's watching this and wants to work with you or help you or support your mission, how do they do that? What support do you need from the people of the interweb?
So one thing is, if you're trying to reach me, I guess I will run that down later, but I can just go to my website, it's freelancematthew.com. And one of the ways you can support me is connect me with people in the industry. So anybody who is working in health and fitness, wellness, even mental health, connect me with them, because even though I like writing about this subject and I like giving people right information, I'm still an entrepreneur and I still need to pay the bills. And it will be very, very, very helpful to be able to write about these things and still get paid for it, So connect me to anyone who is in this space, who is looking for a copywriter, or they might not even know they're looking for a copywriter, but somebody who is in the space and who is as passionate about helping people as I am, and then we can just find a way to work together and I can help them get their message out there and then get the results they're looking for, So That's one thing you can do for me. So before we continue, Mo keeps talking about me doing push-ups. So I'm not prepared to do push-ups on the show. And the reason why she's so adamant about it is, so I have a short 30-second intro video on my LinkedIn where I'm doing push-ups and introducing myself. And I just did that because I thought it would be a very fun and memorable way to introduce myself, and people are more likely to remember me.
Tick box.
Thank you very much. So that's why Mo is so insistent on the push-ups. I don't think they're going to happen because I'm in my office and there isn't much space.
Okay, all right. Excuses. Start, Matthew. You see your shirt says start. That's what people need to do. They need to start. Production says wall push-ups. Production also has an answer for everything, just so we know. Like, they literally are like the other person in this show that you guys don't get to see or hear of. They live their best lives on this show. All right. Well, we'll see what we get you to do. Towards the end of the show. Production is still texting, and I'm thinking now, so what we get you to do. But no, but that's really cool. Guys, you heard the man, like we say on this show, we highlight ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And this man is ordinary. He's achieving extraordinary things. He's telling extraordinary stories and giving light to extraordinary news that can change people's lives. Your health is your wealth. We all know that's true. So whatever little you can do on a day-to-day basis to prove that does actually eventually build your wealth, actually, if you think about it. So support him, link him up, link him up with the people he's asking to be linked up with: dietitians, nutritionists, fitness experts, gyms, influencers in that space. Anyone and everyone who works in that space, go onto his LinkedIn. He'll share his details soon enough, but go find his videos. He's actually really good at what he does. Matthew, now, to the people that are listening to this, you're a freelancer, hashtag freelance Matthew. We're already starting with the hashtags. Although normally you write them down. I don't think the algorithm reads this, but we have fun on this show, so it's okay. But this is freelance Matthew. Matthew, tell us, you've been doing this work for, a couple of months now, to a year now. You've been working in the industry for a while now as well. Do you have any advice for anyone who's sitting at home, who, either wants to go into being a freelancer, wants to start their own business or do their own thing, You want to start something from nothing, a lot like how you are, not like what you're sure to say. Any advice to them, anything that you know now that you wish you knew then, anything you've learned through COVID, any advice to the people that are watching this and saying, I want to be like Matthew, I want to do some extraordinary stuff.
Yeah. So the first thing I would say is I don't think you should try to be like Matthew. I think you should try to be you, because everybody's path is very different. And
Amen.
some of the steps I've taken from a number of entrepreneurs. I've taken from Stephen Westwood, I've taken from Nestine, who is in production, I've taken from Mo, So trying to be like one person is just not going to work out for you. I think that you should focus on your strengths and then build on that. But then specifically, one thing you can do is to find a group to join. I am part of a networking group. Mo and I are part of a networking group called Explore PROTECH. And it's just a collection of extraordinary entrepreneurs who have been able to build up their businesses in several different industries. We have somebody who is into coaching, we have somebody who is an IT guy, you have me who's the copywriter, you have accountants, you have radio talk show hosts, and it's just a collection of different experts. And what we do is we try to support each other in whichever way we can. So wherever you are on your entrepreneurial journey, you can join the group and you will always find somebody who can give you actionable advice, because it's very easy for me to come up here and say, be dedicated, keep going at it, and just give you generic stuff you can just find on any, motivational talk. But to be able to get actionable advice, you need to be part of a group of people who are committed to growing themselves and who are very ready to help you grow as well. And my number one recommendation is to join the Explore PROTECH networking group. I'm sure you'll find the details below, but we have a networking event coming up very soon, and it's every month, so you will always find one to join. So that's one thing I would advise. The other thing I would advise is for you to just get out there and get started, and you'll be surprised at how many people will be very interested in helping you. So if you're on LinkedIn, if you're on Facebook, and you're just showing up, you're putting out your content, you're trying to interact with people, you always find somebody who says, why don't you try something this way? And but you first of all have to show up. So show up and keep doing what you're doing, and go from there.
Matthew just like drops mic. Like that's like one of those moments where like when you're at the poetry clubs, we keep snapping and then someone says something. It's like, we can't snap anymore, we have to clap. We have to clap. And then like the poet has to stop and repeat like 3 more lines before people stop clapping. That's what Matthew just did right there. It's just one of those moments. You drop so many like truth bombs. Like your shirt says, start. You have to start. You have to start. It's just like if you're wondering where to start, throw a rock. Start there. That was one of the best pieces of advice I've ever received. Just like start wherever you're at, and then work your way through it as you're doing it. Find a group of people. Find a network. Find a tribe. Whatever you want to call it. But like find an ecosystem, find a village. The first episode of this show is called "It Takes a Village to Business." So find a village, just find find a group of people, an ecosystem. It's just a group of people, things, and activities that can help you build, learn, and grow as you go. And Matthew also mentioned that yes, we are part of the same, entrepreneurial haven. The tribe is what we call it. A very eclectic group of people founded by Explore PROTECH, the guys who are bringing you the show, who are actually production. So you can imagine how eclectic a group of people we really are. Production is a whole personality, but anyways. But yeah, we're part of the same tribe, like an amazing group of people that really want to grow themselves, but also grow people, because they understand that it takes a village to raise anything, a child or a business. And we do have, Matthew's right, we do have a networking event this Friday at 6 p.m. South African time. But you'll get all the details when I start doing this. Then you can follow all the links to get information about that at the end of the show when I do that thing that I do. That. But yeah, Matthew, the last thing I want to ask you is where can we find you? So obviously freelance Matthew. I don't know what the stats are. Those stats that say you have to say things 10 times for people to remember it. Remember which one it is. I think 3 times people remember it. Freelance Matthew. So go for it.
Yeah, so like Mo said, freelance Matthew. So if you Google freelance Matthew, Hopefully you'll find me. My website is freelancematthew.com. If you go to LinkedIn, my profile is Freelance Matthew. So, you know, the LinkedIn link where the person's name goes, just delete the name and put my name there. Or if you search on LinkedIn, you will find me. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I am on Instagram, but not really, you know. But my website and LinkedIn, you definitely find me, freelancematthew.com or Freelance Matthew on LinkedIn. There we go.
There we go. And he's Freelance Matthew on most of his platforms, actually, if not all. But most of the platforms that you will find him is Freelance Matthew. He's not like a freelance cheeky monkey. Like some of us were like in some platforms, you're like freelance football 101. And on some platform, you're like never walk alone, hashtag Liverpool. No. This homie knows what he's doing on these socials. He's not like, you know, like, cheeky homie on some other platform. No, he's Freelance Matthew on all of his platforms. So go through and check him out, freelancematthew.com. And let's help spread the word about how to be healthy the right way, the sustainable way, proper way. And let's help the homie out to do his work and to spread his word and do his mission. Matthew, thank you so much for being here on the Mo Malele show. You are an ordinary person, but you're doing extraordinary things. And that's why we love you. That's why we appreciate you. And thank you so much. Snaps, snaps, snaps. Thank you so much for making some time to come through to the show. So those push-ups, the wall there, it's okay. You know what? Go check him on his platforms. He actually, I know he can exercise. We've all seen him do it live even. I'll vouch for him. One of the benefits of being in a tribe and having people that, can vouch for you and refer you. So I will actually vouch that Matthew knows what he's talking about. But go check him out. We will make sure, next time when we get him on the show, we'll make sure that he is equipped and in a space where he's ready to some push-ups. Although, maybe you could, your chair, bro, maybe you could use your chair. Let's see if no, maybe not fine. Right, but thank you very much, Matthew. It's been great. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me, Mo. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. All right, so beautiful people of the interwebs, that was Matthew E03. We'll have to do another tutorial on how to get that name right, but that doesn't matter. All you need to know is #freelancematthew.com. That's all that you actually know about. Amazing guy. This has been a great show. Thought of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, thought of the week. I do my own sound effects on the show as well. Like I said, we're low budget. But you gotta start somewhere. But so thought of the week for me has been that it takes time to build something from nothing. And that you must be patient, you must be kind to yourself, and you must actually respect and trust the process. It takes time. And I got this advice, so I'm giving you, so sometimes when I say thought of the week, it will be other people's advice. So, but they haven't TM'd it, so that's okay. We're all good for copyright. When you start something from nothing, you're running a business or you're doing your freelance work and you're self-employed or you're starting an NGO, you're building something from nothing. Even if you're starting a family or you're building a house from scratch or whatnot, there can be days when you wake up and you feel like, what do I have to show for all of the stuff that I've done? Like, we've been at this for 2 years. Like, what have we done in 2 years? We've been at this for like 6 days. What have we done in 6 days or 6 years? Like, you can genuinely sometimes feel like, what have we achieved? What have we done? And on some days you feel like, we've like hit the world. Like, this is where we need to be. And on other days you feel like, crap, really, like I should be further along with this thing. And I went through, like, I was just like feeling like that a couple of days ago. And I was in the workshop and, the speaker ended off the workshop with, guys, it takes time. Like, it's okay, it takes time, like, be patient. It does actually take time. Like, you're not doing anything wrong if you don't hit gold the first time you start digging. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't hit the unicorn business, the first app you build, if you don't get the first client the first time you decide to go out on your own, or the second or the third, it does actually take time. It takes time. So, respect the process, trust the process, learn and grow pivot and change as you go along through the process. Because remember, last week we said that the journey is more important than the destination because the journey makes the person. So be kind to yourselves, be easy on yourselves, keep working hard, keep hustling, keep pushing, keep learning and growing and connecting with people, right? Connecting with people, but understand that it does take time and it's okay. It's okay. You're not like messing it up. You're not like effing it up somewhere on the process. It does actually take time. So that's like the thought of the week. You know, be kind to yourselves, be kind to others that are taking time to build something from nothing. Because nothing existed and you're making something exist. And damn, man, like that is extraordinary. That's effing extraordinary. And if you don't get it, you don't see it, I'm telling you, and I'm an authority in the space, I've deemed myself. But I'm telling you that that's amazing. It's extraordinary. And you're using your little bit of ordinary to make something extraordinary. And that's what the show is about. Thank you so much for tuning in. You all have been great. Thanks to production, which is a whole personality that we don't see. If we actually had like proper like graphics, you could actually see production appear. But don't worry, you're somewhere. One day when we do this, production will just like appear as like some sort of like bobbing head around Mo. And thanks to Mo, Matthew, freelancematthew.com for coming through today. And mostly thanks to you, the ordinary people around the world, wherever you're tuning in from, doing extraordinary things. Keep at it. I thank you. Mo Malele. See you next week, same time, same place. Bye.